Welcome back to Bond STX. This is Lance, the bargain stock bounty hunter. We've got Daz joining me today, and we're talking about week 13, March 28th to April 1st. So we're getting into the end of the first quarter of the year, and so entering into the second quarter. So pretty interesting week up on us, and we'll talk about a couple good options and good opportunities this week. Disclaimer before I get started. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I advising anyone to spend their money. This is only for educational purposes and only my opinion. Any money spent is at the individual's own discretion and not due to any information from me. So one thing I want to point out before we go into the charts, just looking at the spreadsheet, there's a lot of stocks moving in a great direction. We'll see how the market turned around for us this week. And one thing I want to point out, looking at the NASDAQ, so I track the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. I chart them the same way to do everything else. And so as we talk about trends, finally, we're seeing the market kind of turned around on us in a positive direction. They're both trending at a 2, both showing a little bit overpricing. So there's some opportunity for the market to pull back down, and also some opportunities to get into some stocks at a lower price. So let's look at the market as a whole. Again, kind of a lot of lines here, so I know this can be a little bit of confusion here, but just to recap. So we got the Ukraine war hit late February, and you can kind of see hit a low support, and then it comes back and hits a low support again March 11th. And from here, we see a very bullish pattern. So it looks like we're kind of out of the woods per se. You see on the exponential moving average, you see the green and the red both cross the blue, and you see the teal way above the green. So it's a great sign. Everything is moving in the right direction, and looks like the trend is back going positive. So I wouldn't say we're totally out of the clear. I do believe there's still a lot of good opportunity to get into some stocks at low prices as the market continues to push up, as it pushes to cross the SMA, which is hopefully out here in the near future, end of April timeframe. So a lot of good opportunity. Again, it's the end of a quarter. Friday begins a new quarter. And so I would expect a couple of things happen this week. So Wednesday, I believe there's a jobs report coming out. So Wednesday should be it will probably be a lot of volatility Wednesday. And also I believe they're going to come out with the interest rate, how much the interest rate increase will be this week as well. So I would say probably look for some lows, probably coming into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably Thursday, Friday, a return back to a better bullish pattern, depending on how the markets report come out Wednesday. So I'm looking at by Friday, looking at the NASDAQ being anywhere around the range of 13.9 to about low 14,000. So sitting right at 14,169 now, as we see here. And so expect to see a little bit of a retracement. I'll see if it'll support on the green alligator EMA, which is the mouth of the alligator, which we want to see it stay above that, and see if it continue pushes forward. So that's my estimation on the NASDAQ. Looking at the New York Stock Exchange, very similar pattern we see last week. Everything crossed over to a bullish pattern, and we do see an opportunity. We see it actually crosses the SMA, which is a great sign. So attacks the SMA, pushes through. We'll see possibly a little pullback to see if it supports on the SMA and push forward. So we'll see where the New York Stock Exchange will do this week. Again, a lot of probably volatility on Wednesday. And we see Friday possibly between 16,665 and 16,850. So still a good opportunity to get in. Expected to come back down, probably support here before we see another pushback through the SMA. So a lot of good signs coming into this week. Again, to be concerned with a couple of things coming out with the job reports. All right, so moving on to first plays of the week. And so as we talk about the market moving in a positive direction, there's a couple stocks that are actually making that turnaround or still at the ground level. So a couple stocks moving flat that we would like to see them move forward to like a 2, as we talked about the market moving up to a 2 and moving up to a 4 and to a 6. And so a couple call outs, we're going down the list quite a bit. And the first call out this week is going to be Kellogg's. Called Kellogg's out a couple times this year, and good opportunity for a short-term day trade, week trade possibility. Again, it's moving in a flat. It's 56 cents overpriced. And so a true value of $62.26. So looking at Kellogg's for the week ahead, and we can kind of look at a year, 1 year, 1 day out. Kellogg's is a pretty stable stock. It does pretty much have a pretty consistent pattern. And you can see, a slight trend upwards where it's been on since October of last year. And then you see where it broke that trend March 10th, kind of fell through that trended support, and then it pulled back last week. And so you see a strong manipulation pullback, and see an opportunity here to cover manipulation that was done here, right? So you see this big manipulation bar that was done March 8th with a volume of about 3 million shares, which is a little bit more than the average. And so as it falls, covers back down, it should cover back up. You also see another manipulation bar here. So I would expect it would come back this week into the 63.37, best case this week. And then at worst case, I would expect it to come down to the 62.43. And so I would see a little bit of a retracement, an opportunity to get in as it tries to get bullish again around the 61.52 price point. So again, below true value, I think there's an opportunity to get in at 61.52 with an increase possibility of about 1.3% to about 2% by Friday. So that's my call out for Kellogg's this week. Looking at the momentum starting to pull back in the MACD slightly. And so I'm going to go on a limb with Kellogg's at 61.52 this week. So that's what's your call out for Kellogg's this week.
Yeah, for me, I looked at it at 61.73.
Okay, 61.73.
That one traded really flat to me too, also, by the way.
Yep, it's pretty consistent, and I believe even in a flat trade, I believe you can still get in it. It is kind of rangy if you look at some of the ranges on the stock. I mean, you got days where it hits about, what is that, 5% almost here. Some days where it hits 3%. So it's got some opportunity. You know, you can catch it on a good day. Again, you got to time it just right, though, for sure. All right. So moving on to the next one this week. The rest of these I've got as a long-term play. You know, some slow growth stocks. You'll notice some of these are a lot of EV stocks on the board tonight. So next one on the list is Spirit Airlines. Another one moving flat, coming in at 52 cents over price, true value of $21.28. So looking at Spirit Airlines, let's see what I'm showing on the charts. And so you look at real quick, 1 year, 1 day, you see the SMA, nice rainbow pattern here. You see it's attacked the SMA, pushed above, pulled back. So when you see that action happen, you expect to see another attack on the SMA and see what that looks like. So as we look into Spirit Airlines, what I'm seeing is a slight, even though it's moving flat for the month, do see in the last week or so a slight upward trend. And I see an opportunity to get in. I believe, I feel like with the market still a little bit volatile, knowing Wednesday could be a down day, I would say I think you get in at Spirit Airlines at about $20.27, and with an opportunity by Friday to get back to 2140, about 5.7%, so about 9% gain. So I think there's an opportunity with Spirit Airlines. I'd feel comfortable buying it at 2027. That's what's your call out for Spirit this week. Daz, you there?
Yeah, it was on mute. My fault. Yeah, actually, I put 2094.
Okay. 2094.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down. 2094.
All right. Again, with all the COVID restrictions being relaxed, I think people will get back into traveling. We got the summertime coming up, so I think you could get into this one pretty cheap. Even if you buy it at true value, you still may be pretty good at getting in at Spirit Airlines. So I don't think you can go wrong with Spirit this week. Another one on the list, long-term play, is QuantumScape. So we've called this one out a few weeks back. Another company that's into the electric vehicle platform or sector. And so looking forward to seeing what opportunities this one has for us this week. Coming in moving flat. There's a gap of 99 cents. So it's 99 cents overpriced. Coming in at a true value of $16.30. Let's look at the charts and see what opportunities present itself for QuantumScape. So again, we called out QuantumScape a couple weeks back. It does have a nice kind of repeatable pattern from back in August, and it had some movement here and kind of popped pretty high after the August movement. So you kind of see the same kind of MACD pattern here, moving in the upward direction. So you see momentum starting to build back into the stock. So as we see back in September of last year, after it crossed over, kind of actually shot off and went very bullish. I don't expect to see that much of a shoot off for this one at this point in time, but I do expect to see this one continue to move forward for the next couple of weeks. I think a great opportunity, if the market can come down, relax a little bit, I think you might be able to sneak in a couple purchases at about $15.36. It's a little bit of a long shot, but it is moving very bullish, so it may stay above this, but I would say there's an opportunity because I see some uncovering of some actual manipulation here. It doesn't have a lot of manipulation lately, but I do see an opportunity of this manipulation bar to be covered probably pretty quickly in a day or so, and then come back and regain some momentum. So I would say if it can come down to 1536, I'm definitely willing to buy QuantumScape. That's what's your call out for QuantumScape this week.
Yeah, looking at it, I put down a little different from yours. Well, a lot different from yours, honestly. I put 16. What is that? What I wrote? 1663. Excuse me.
1662.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're way off on that one. What are you seeing? What are you seeing in that one for the 1662?
Well, honestly, it's between I actually wrote down three. I wrote down between 1690 to what is that? Yeah, 1620. So anywhere between there.
Okay. True value of let's see what I got.
And I was just looking at the 4-hour charts. That's all. It seems pretty a lot of the bars that close on the 4-hour charts are close to like 1623. You got a few at the 1672 range. And you got a few with support at like 1699 range.
Okay.
So
I think you're definitely likely to get in at 1620. A true value of 1627 range. I think I've got it 1627, 1630. Yeah, I think getting in at 1620 is very likely. So yeah, I mean, you could definitely get in at 1620. I feel like this week. So it's not a bad call out at all. I think I'm reaching very, 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 very low for this one. In the case that there is a strong pullback, just for some manipulation purposes. So I'm not going to necessarily jump into QuantumScape. I'll definitely be patient on this one. Probably for a lot of these, I'll be patient, except for probably, I think NIO might be the one I'm going to be a little bit more anxious to get in. So,
okay.
All right. Next on the list we got is Luminar Tech, another EV company. They do cameras for autonomous driving. So competitors to Tesla's automated driving system. So Luminar Technologies, I think they've got some partnerships or they've got some contracts. They're working with some German companies for some of the cars with Audi and some of the likes of those brands. So again, another company moving flat this week. They're about 65 cents overpriced, coming in at a true value of $13.83. Goes by the cool ticker symbol of laser, which I kind of like. So we'll look at Luminar Technologies. And so quick look, this stock has been pretty much on a downtrend since November. And so, but it does have some positive things on the horizon, the way things are starting to look, the momentum starting to build on the MACD, which is a great sign. And then you can also see how it's getting really, really close. It's just teasing crossing the SMA, and you see how close it came back in January the 5th, came close on February the 10th, came close on February 17th. And then we got really close this past week and had a pull down. And so I think it's going to continue to, get closer and closer to hitting the SMA. And once it hits that SMA and crosses over, typically you'll see a stock just really explode after it crosses the SMA. So looking at some opportunities this week, called it out last week, really close to a true value call out. It was really expecting it to come down a true value, and it never did. Stayed really bullish last week, and then you see Friday kind of had a pretty strong pullback into the price. And so we'll see if it supports here. I would expect that this one could still come down. I see some uncovered manipulation that didn't get covered last week. Wouldn't surprise me if it came down and try to cover it this week, probably for a day or so. So I feel comfortable getting in with Luminar Technologies at 1348 with an opportunity to get out or to stay in either way. But looking at by Friday, about 8.35% if you can get in at that price, and or 4.5%. So somewhere around that range. I do feel like there's an opportunity, since it didn't fall down last week. It could fall down this week, get in at a really, really good price. And I still think there's some opportunity for it to cross the SMA somewhere in the near, it's like probably mid-February, mid-April timeframe. So again, we'll see the momentum starting to build here. I believe investors are really starting to take notice of this company at the prices that they're at. So I'm going in. I feel comfortable at 1348 this week if it falls to that range. 1348. So Daz, what's your call out for laser?
Yeah, I don't got a problem buying it at 13.55 this week.
It's pretty close. Pretty close. All right, good deal. Locking it in. So moving on to Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic's a commercial space shuttle company, so similar to the likes of, was it Blue Origin that's that Jeff Bezos has, and then SpaceX that Elon Musk has. So just competitors to those two companies. And so you're looking at a trend moving that's flat this week. 65 cents again above price, coming in at a true value of $8.78. So having called this company out, don't know a lot about it exactly. I did see some things on the chart that I like. There is a lot of manipulation, or has been, over the last year into this price. So one time it was at high of 57.51 back in June of last year. You see a lot of volume coming in, looking at 13 million shares being traded. And so I would say of late, it has hit a recent low, which is always a good sign to kind of say, hey, is this stock ready to turn back around? So you do see a recent spike in volume, a manipulated price that hasn't been covered that I want to mention, February 15th. So you see 182 million shares coming in on this date, and people buying in, investors buying in around the price range of pretty much $9 to $10.77. So this is a lot of volume, a lot of uncovered volume, because it hasn't hit that price point again. So I see some opportunities for this to come back into this range, possibly by Friday. I feel pretty confident that we could see it get covered on the flip side by Friday. Don't know if it'll stay that strong, but I would say, knowing that there's a lot of conversations about commercial travel to space, I think you could possibly stay in this one a little longer to see if this can cover the 1077 price point. So again, a lot of back and forth action you see going back to February. And so I would expect that this one would possibly come down this week, get in at $7.91, the opportunity to get out or stay in, but looking at possibly a 22% gain by Friday, which is quite significant. If you can actually swing that one, that would be pretty incredible. But it may not come down quite that far, but I do believe there's a great opportunity to see this one come down and actually come up to about the $10.93 price range. So I feel comfortable if Virgin Galactic comes down to $7.91. I think that's a pretty decent price point for me. So that's where I'm going with Virgin Galactic if it comes down to that point. $7.91. So that's what's your call out for Virgin Galactic this week.
Yeah, I'm way off with you. Yeah, I'm cool at yeah, I'm looking at 7. I can say I'm way off, but I think 791 is okay.
You going with 791?
Yeah. Wait, that's what you put? That's what you said too?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't think you said that. My fault.
Oh, that's cool. So you exactly 791? What you said?
Yeah, because it's that last bar on Thursday. Last week, Thursday the 17th, that covered. So
yeah,
I think that's a pretty good, like, safe spot.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you said something else. Okay.
That's great. That's what's up. So I don't know if we've agreed exactly on one like that in a while. So
yeah,
might be a sign. I might go all in on that one. Hey, I might that might be a good sign. I might bet the house on that one, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. You can both be wrong.
It may not have a house.
Right. Was this right here one of the long-term plays?
Yeah. I have version.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that.
All right. Next on the list is NIO. NIO is another EV company, electric vehicle power company. So they're a Chinese-based electric company. So moving in a flat trend, about 95% overpriced at a true value of $18.96. So looking at NIO, seeing what opportunities it presents. So I called NIO out before a couple weeks back. And so I did some long-term analysis on NIO. And so back when I was saying this was a great opportunity to buy at this price point. So just zooming in, it did come down on this price. Took a spin up and then it kind of fell back down by Friday. So great buying point. But one of the strategies when you're investing in stocks, because you can hold forever, right? It's not an option. It's not some type of contract that phases out or expires. So, one strategy you always want to consider when you're investing in stocks is don't go all in in 1 week. If you find a price point you like, you buy, a few, and then you call what we call average down. You buy more as the price falls down. And so one of the things I just as a comfortable and a historic trend here, what I've seen happen is it crosses back up after it comes down, and then it pulls back. And so you kind of see the same thing happening, cross down. And I did this analysis back in February, right? And we see this starting to pull right back up. And so, you want to buy here, and then sell as it pops off. So those type of strategies, as investors, as you get more experience in more strategic, you start to look at opportunities as they present themselves and get in as cheap as you can. And then you want to may buy 4 or 5 here, and then you turn around and buy 10 or 15 down here. Get your average down, and you see how everything starts to gain, and your account starts to increase. And so one of the things I found out or saw with NIO this week, it did have an earnings call last week. And so they see a little bit of a pullback from the earnings call. And so I think there's an opportunity to get in still pretty cheap. And so almost right at true value. I've got my price point at $18.83. And so that's kind of where I'm going with NIO this week, with an opportunity to get out or hold. So you got 7.2% to 17.48% in this week. So I think great opportunity to get in NIO. It could still fall a little bit more. I do see a potential for it to fall down to 17.89, but I feel real comfortable getting in with NIO at 18.83 this week. So that's where I'm going with NIO, 18.83. $18.83. So that's what's your call out for NIO this week.
Yeah, I got it at 18. What is that? 68.5.
1865.
I will say though, yeah, this is one of the stocks I'm really not a fan of either, though.
I found another one you're not a fan of.
Yeah,
I know why. I'm not going to. I already know. I had to think about it for a second. I was going to ask, but I already know why. So 1865 is a comfortable price point for you. So, all right. NIO made a lot of people some money last year. A couple of people I was talking to said, "Man, did you buy some NIO? Did you buy some NIO?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not fooling with that company. I don't know nothing about it." And but it really did
a lot of
good.
people lost money off of it too.
Yeah, I'd imagine if you held it too long, I can see that. I was the guy that I was talking with. He was talking about, he was up. And he's like up, I think he said like 200% on it or whatever. I said, "You gonna sell?" I was like, "Man, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep holding it." I never knew if he sold or not, man. I'm curious if he's still holding it, because he's probably losing quite a bit if he is.
Oh no, man! If I'm up 100%,
Yeah, he was talking about he's up 200% on it. He's talking about buying some more. I was like, man, you crazy. Anyway, he was asking my advice on it. Yeah, he was asking my advice on it. I was like, man, I don't know nothing about that company. I said, if you up that high, I said, you need to be planning to sell. So all I can tell you.
That's a great return, 200%.
Yeah. I don't know if I think he had it locked up in some kind of Fidelity account. So I don't know if he was actively monitoring it or somebody else was. I have no idea. So all right. So last but not least, Daz's favorite company, ABML, American Battery. They also are called with American Battery Technology Company or something. They're changing their name. So if you haven't seen our ABML video that Daz did a few weeks back, please check it out on the channel. And pretty insightful. And so hopefully we'll get a part 2 to that video at some point. But ABML comes in at a flat trend, about 6 cents overpriced. True value of $1.01. And so we'll look at the opportunities that ABML shows. So done some real in-depth analysis on ABML since Daz has kind of enlightened me about this company. So one of the things that I kind of pointed out a while back was a pattern here that I noticed, and it turned around and did the same pattern here. So we look at September, August timeframe, made the same move again in January, early February timeframe. So you kind of see what investors are looking at. And so just kind of dissecting, and that's kind of one of the things me and Daz do. We really dissect and analyze charts almost as if a forensic scientist would do any type of crime scene or something like that, right? So one of the things that I see also as another opportunity is when the momentum starts to want to cross the center line of the MACD, you see how the stock wants to really pull strong, pull bullish. And so we kind of see that pattern. So although it says it's moving, I've got it moving as a flat trend over the course of a month. But over the last couple of weeks, you can kind of see the momentum really start to build on ABML or ABTC, whichever one you want to call it. And so you see as it crosses the center line, the bullish signal starts to kick in, and you see this cross here happens. And so the same thing we saw back in September of last year is happening again. And so I think it's a great opportunity. You see the trend here for the last 2 weeks start to get tighter. And so one of the things I would like to point out is I believe it can come down and pull back up. And so it's getting really close to attacking this SMA. So one of the things real quick, if we look at the last time it was above the SMA, look how bullish it went. So the closer it gets to the SMA, the better chance it has to kind of really shoot off and explode. So I really think this company is at the point where we're probably another week or 2 out from really this company exploding to the maybe $1.50 range, possibly getting back into the cake range. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in the next couple of weeks. So I think there may be still a great opportunity this week. It may be a stretch, but I think you might be able to get in at about 93 cents this week if the market can turn down just slightly, and possibly by Friday you'll see it could be around the $1 range, again $1.05 range. So that's my call out for ABML. I feel like 93 cents is a great price point if you can come down to that point this week. So I'm going with 93 cents with ABML. So Daz, take it away. This is your
Take it away.
You're one of your favorites, man. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be too long on it, but I mean, the company like this right here is a long-term play. I feel that if you can get into anything under $1, you're not going to be hurt. Personally, do I think it's going to fall back down to how it did before, to that, that 80 cent range, 56 range, and all that? I don't think so no more, personally. But looking at it, I think 96 cents is realistic.
Okay.
To get in that. And but yeah, I can go on and on about this company. Like, it's probably my favorite stock on the whole market right now, personally. So.
All right, we'll save you going on and on for a special video, hopefully.
Yeah, we're gonna do another video too, an update, because they just real quick, they almost finished the building as well. So
already?
Wow. Yeah, it's moving fast, real fast.
Let's see. Good deal. So that's the last call out for this week. I think there's still a lot of opportunities out there. There's a lot of stocks that are still at good striking range. You'll notice most things are overpriced, so you expect to see that when the market starts to turn back around positive. So stay tuned for some more videos from us, from me, Bond STX, and we'll continue to try to bring you the best updated news on the market, the best stocks available. So continue to listen in, watch us, and again, we'll plan for some more videos. There's another video I want to bring out this week. Want to do kind of the top 5 call outs for the week, for the quarter. So me and Daz have talked about, hey, let's talk about the top 5 that we called out, and show you what were some of the best, kind of like the best recapped plays that we did for the week. For the quarter. And so we'll try to do that and see what the top, and then also see what the 5 worst call outs were that we made, and just show, being very transparent, show where we went wrong and where we went right. So there was a lot of great weeks we had where we made some good call outs. So I definitely think it'd be good to recap some of the top 5 of the quarter and kind of show you guys, what opportunities there are out there. So even though the quarter was pretty chaotic, I would say, starting off this year, wasn't a great time if you were planning to make a lot of money and you're only buying stocks. So anyway,
definitely agree.
But hopefully we're past the worst parts, and we'll see what the rest of the year holds. I still think there's a lot of unknowns with with how the mortgage or the interest rates will turn out, inflation. We got gas prices now sky high, which will definitely impact travel, airline travel as well. So it's a lot of things that are still unknown. We've also got cryptocurrency starting to take back off. So as the market takes off, we got crypto taking off, and and then we don't know when this war is going to end. So just a lot of unknowns. And so coming into a year, you just really just be careful about how much you put into the market, and how long you keep your money there. Just never know what's around the next corner. You just don't. And so just trust your gut, trust your instinct. And if you and for me, what I always say, if you're making positive on a stock, lock in your earnings, lock it in, and put a stop loss. That's what I do. I put stop loss so that if the market does turn around, at least I'm making some money. It may sell my stocks, but hey, I got out before it got bad. So those are things you have to think about. And we'll talk more about those as we bring out some tips and trick videos once we get to some of those. So, all right, Dad, you have any last comments or last words for in this video?
No, it's all good. Again, just thanks for, letting me be a part of this and everything. Really appreciate it.
All right, no problem, man. Well, look forward to some more videos from us, and thank you for joining us.